Hold up, hold up, hold up. It's that boy Changeofplanz. Don't give a damn. He cooler than a fan. Walking real tall. Some say he's a man.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's the ad.
that's the ad.
That's
So
the ad now.
so God Punch Pat.
God Punch Pat. That's the ad.
Man, we out here. We in Houston, Texas right now, along with
Duke.
And Get Designs or Allende Hall.
oh yeah. So I wanna go into it, man. Like, well, first, this came up from a guy. This guy that we grew up together. I've been knowing him for a long time. But I had it in my head. I said, man, let me go have a sit down and talk about this because it's different from the norm for us. Where we come from, you know, hip hop, rap, you know, you play sports, whatever, and you get a good job at the warehouse and that's it.
Yeah.
But this is different. This is different. We're about to tap into the animated world, you know, and you know, Cash Money Shit Talker. You know, I be writing too.
I be writing too.
Yeah, you feel me? And it's good. So I wanna get into it. First, how did you guys come together and spark the idea of God Punch?
Man, so the idea itself came from a dream. I ain't gonna lie to you. I consider myself to be a very spiritual person. And so, you know what I'm saying, one night I was just really pestering God, you know, about who my guardian angel is. I feel like everybody got one. And so I fell asleep, you know, and I started to dreaming in the dream. I had, in the dream, my guardian angel, you know, actually revealed himself to me. And it turned out to be Michael, the archangel, you know, just kind of dope. And so, you know, I ain't got no regular nigga angel, you know, so I got that nigga, you know, so I felt special. Oh shit, G Plan done threw the brain to me, you know.
Yeah,
God Punch Chapter 1, you know, still work. But yeah, so after that, I started playing around, just different concepts and ideas. When I was coming up, you know, like I really didn't have a lot of friends, and so I lost myself in anime and manga at a very young age, and superheroes and comics, and so my imagination, it just kind of ran wild when I was a kid, and so I was able to just kind of put together, you know, just applied and, you know, different concepts and stuff on my own original series, but I never really got serious about it. Until just my friends kept on pressuring me about it, saying, hey, you know, Pat, this is a dope idea. You know, why don't you just stop fucking around and just write the shit? I like, all right. So one night I said, fuck it. I put pen to paper and say, you know, I think either I DM'd you first or you DM'd me, somebody hit you up or sent you, you know, saying that I wanted to do God Punch.
Yeah, they like, well, it was like one of those posts where it's like, hey, put your work under here and we'll like retweet it.
Yeah.
And I think you saw my stuff somehow, and then you DM'd me
Yeah.
about the commission for the cover for that.
Yeah.
And we did that. And then
Shit, we here.
what did we do? We had, well, you had your chapters for
Yeah, because I was writing them in script form already.
Yeah, and then that's when we were trying to submit to Noir Caesar at the same time. We both had our own portfolios and stuff. And I told you about that, and I was like, hey, you should submit to this. And then we figured out they weren't doing it that year. And then I think, maybe a couple months later, you were like, hey, I want you to do this full time. Like, I want you to get on. And I had to like, it was like a leap of faith because I didn't really, I was just graduating college, and you know, it was just kind of like I had to jump on the project and just kind of believe in it at that point.
Yeah.
And shoot, we had a chapter out. We got the second chapter coming out soon. We had 6,000 views on Webtoon. And
Oh, yeah, 6,000 now?
6,000 and like 300 some subscribers right now. Yeah. So. I mean, we doing good. We met Viz Media.
Yeah, we met with Viz Media.
So we gonna get into that though, y'all.
Oh, my bad.
My
bad.
Yeah, we gonna get into that now. I wanna ask you, for the people who've never heard of God Punch,
Okay.
they coming into the comic realm. Yeah, could we compare it to like a Bleach or Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, or is it like Marvel, DC? What kind of feel does God Punch give, or what it's going to give to newcomers?
Yeah, so we definitely going for like that Bleach and that Naruto and that Dragon Ball Z feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm very big into like superheroes and anime and superheroes, you know, comics and all that good stuff. But I'm I'm more invested into the anime side of things.
Mhm.
So a lot of God Punch was influenced by, you know, the Dragon Balls and, you know, the Narutos and the Bleach and the One Piece and all that good stuff. So that's the route that we're taking. You can even tell, you know, about the design, you know, the other characters and the logo and all that good stuff. You know, we're going for that anime feel, the anime design. We want to do some shit that ain't nobody ever did before, or that, you know, people have done, but, you know, they're not, you know, those household names like what you just mentioned. Mm-hmm. So the goal with this is to just, we're trying to be global. You know, we're trying to be global. I want to be the Beyonce of this shit.
Yeah.
I want to be the Beyonce of anime. That's what I want to do. You know. So yeah.
So I want to ask you this too, man. You guys can chime in. What was the process like preparing? Because the idea starts.
Yeah.
We have ideas that come to us all the time,
yeah.
but certain people don't know how to execute.
Mm-hmm.
What was the first step? Like, all right, now do we have to find a person who's going to make it? Yeah. I'm going to be the writer. Who chose the roles?
So,
God.
Yeah, of course God chose the roles. Yeah. So I was the writer, you know, like that was I felt like my God-given gift, and then I think Duke, you actually got on the team first before Yende got on officially.
What I did was, you said you were writing the anime, so basically I hit you up and was like, man, let me see what's up with it. You sent me, I think, the first 3 chapters, and then as soon as I read chapter 1, gave some feedback, and he was like, man, it's probably the best feedback I heard so far. Why don't you join the team? And I was like, man, I would love to.
Yeah. So the dope thing about Duke was that, like, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, when you're trying to get it out the mud, a lot of people give you unsolicited advice, but it be bad advice. You know, like, oh, I think you should do this and that, X, Y, and Z. But Duke gave good advice. So I like, damn, okay, well, shit, nigga, I need you on the team, you know? And so, you know, every move I make, everything we do, you know what I'm saying, I try and make sure, you know, Duke got his hands in it, you know, that's one person that, you know, I really trust with the project. Mm-hmm. But really, man, whenever, you know, I look at somebody who wants to join the team, I just look at your, you know, I look at what you can contribute, you know. Mm-hmm. Like, it's cool, you know what I'm saying, everybody, you know, they got their clique or whatever, you know, you got your people, you got your boys with you, but, like, I don't believe in dead weight, mm-hmm. you know, like, if you know what I'm saying, like, I'm not just saying, you know, we some big-ass household name or whatever, but, like, if you're really trying to get with us and get it out the mud, I'm looking at what can you bring to the table that can help us go further than what we already are.
Because we playing the long game.
Yeah, we in this for good.
We playing the long game. Like, this don't stop.
Yeah, this investment,
This don't stop at all. So before we get off into different conversations, could you explain without really giving away, mm-hmm. what is God Punch? Who are the characters? Okay. And what is God Punch stance? And where is God Punch position in the game right now? Let me get it to you.
Okay. So without giving no spoilers away, the best way I could describe God Punch, the name itself came to me because I'm like, okay, I want to do my own series, I want to do my own anime and manga. I need something that's catchy that rolls off the tongue, and then boom, God Punch hit me. And, you know, honestly, I got my influence from Yu Yu Hakusho. The main character, Yusuke Urameshi, does an attack called Shotgun. Mm-hmm. And so it rolled off the tongue so smooth, and I'm like, I need something similar. Mm-hmm. God Punch. Okay, cool. I can make that into a dope attack. I can make that into a name. We can put it on some shirts. We can make it sound nice. So that's where, you know, I got the name God Punch from. Now, God Punch itself, without giving too much away, of course, you know, it's an attack. It's something that, you know, my main character, Percy, does. But I don't want to get too much away about it because, you know, I want to avoid the spoilers. Yeah. Now, my main character, you see my boy right here. You know, you got my boy Percival James Lionheart II. You know, you gotta give him a name. You know that let you know he one of us. Mm-hmm. So Percy, you know, he's a 17-year-old kid. You know, he's from Louisiana. You know, hometown hero. You know, I gotta make sure. Mm-hmm. You know, I gotta make sure my people looked after. Mm-hmm. But Percy's just his average kid, man. He thought that there was nothing too special about him. You see the boombox up on his shoulder. You know, he likes to DJ. You know, up on his spare time. Then, you know, you got your archangels here. You know, we ain't even introduced them yet, but, you know, we got Michael and Gabriel. You know, then, you know, aside from that, we got his grandparents that are raising him. You know, you got Reginald, you got Gloria, you know, you get a 2-parent household. Then, you know, you got his thug-ass, smart-ass big cousin Cam.
And I want to say this. I like that the fact you kept it so original and authentic. Because in the South, I don't know, whoever's going to watch the interview, I don't know where you're from. Because we have views from all over the place.
Yeah.
But a lot of Southerners are raised by their grandparents.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my father and my stepmom, but I was with my grandparents a lot.
Yeah.
So the fact that you kept it that way, it's like, yeah, this is good, you know. And I read it twice. So just to get my feet wet with what we're about to talk about today.
Yeah.
But go on.
Yeah. So you got, you know, big cousin Cam, you know what I'm saying? Thug ass, hood ass, smart ass big cousin. And you know, you got you know, Bam and Nino, you know, the neighborhood hood niggas, you know what I'm saying, who be trying to hit a lick on the young boys. You know, we introduced Izzy, you know what I'm saying, that's his best friend right there. The dope thing about Ayende's art, I guess, and us just tag teaming on the vision, we wanted to make it realistic, you know, like, I mean, just keeping it straight, like, Izzy ain't the most attractive cat, you know, but, you know what I'm saying, like, in real life, you know, everybody's not going to be, you know, 6'7", you know, 285 pounds of muscle, you know, and my big thing is representation matters. You know, when you read God Punch, when you take a look at it, when it's on your TV screen in the next couple of years, I want you to be able to look at a character and say, hey, this guy reminds me of, you know, of myself. Or, hey, the way this person acts, you know, they remind me of some things that I'm going through. So, that was my big thing. I just want to make sure that I include like people of all races, cultures, ethnicities, sexualities, body shapes and sizes and all that stuff. So yeah, so far, you know, that's all, you know, we got introduced.
Yeah. And it's chapter 1.
That's chapter 1.
That's chapter
Yeah.
one.
Chapter 1.
That's chapter 1.
Now you said a couple years later it's going to be in visual format.
That's the plan.
So, but right now it's just straight comics.
Yeah, straight
comics. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure y'all got everything mapped out how y'all going to
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But right now, hey, you guys, hey, y'all looking at the future right now.
Yeah.
Like for real. And one of the original copies is right there.
One of the original copies, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that one ain't nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I want to say this too. Where can they buy them, find them?
So we don't have our website up yet. But if you want
Typical
one,
niggas, boy.
we ain't there yet. No, we ain't there yet. But if you want, man, you can follow me at God Punch Pat on Twitter, Instagram. My Facebook is Patrick Thomas. All you gotta do is reach out to me, message me saying, hey, you know, I'm interested, you know, purchasing a copy. Me and Yenda and the rest of the team and Duke will get together, and you know, we'll see, you know, how many people are interested, and we order them. You know, we order them. You know, we order like 60 or 70 at a time, and from there, you know, people, they'll send the money to us via Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, and we'll ship them to you personally. Because what we like to do, starting up, you know, we actually like to autograph them for certain people.
Wow. So it's like somewhat like a drop shipping method.
Yeah.
To get to them.
Yeah.
Because that would make sense to have thousands of books on hand.
Yeah, we just holding on to them. Yeah,
like,
because I mean, because some people, you know what I'm saying, some people like, you know, oh, I don't need an autograph, but some people are like, no, you know, I believe in the project. I think that, you know, this is something big. I'd like to have your autograph, and we can't autograph it, you know, and you know, have the company that we buy it from just send it to you, you know. So we just do it personally.
All right. Now I want to get back into the story now.
Okay.
Because you guys know the story already.
Well, he don't know because he don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying without spoiling it, you can chime in as well. What makes Percival James Lionheart II different from any other character that's out there?
Okay. What makes Percy different? For one, his upbringing. I don't think there's ever been, not to my knowledge at least, an anime character that was raised in southern Louisiana by African American parents. And then on top of that, I'm writing Percy, honestly, from my point of view. How would I handle these situations, being age 17, being thrown into a world that I don't understand? So I think that's what makes Percy different from all the other characters, because Percy is essentially me as a child growing up. You know, this is me writing what I would do in my own little adventure. You know, how would I handle things? How would I handle life and death and grief and getting these powers that I don't necessarily understand? So I think that's what makes Percy different from everyone else. Because essentially, you know, this is my soul. Yeah.
Now, initially, before reading the book, and I'm into Marvel and DC a little bit. I can't really speak about. I can't speak about the Naruto and the Bleaches. I know of them. Now, initially, I'm like, well, is this another Iron Fist? Initially, that's what
Gotcha.
You know, and that's what some people are going to think.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to counter that, That's why I asked, like, what's going to make him different?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in Iron Fist, he was like a warrior. He had to go through all this
he
stuff.
was raised in it, yeah.
And he had to go on the quest to get it.
Yeah.
This was a talent that was automatically given to this guy.
Well, the thing is, I don't want to spoil it.
Power. Yeah.
So it's definitely a power, but it's like because of his lineage, he was able to get it. You know, nobody was supposed to have it. You know, and the thing is, it's nothing like the Iron Fist because the Iron Fist itself is an actual attack. You know, what he has is something greater than that, and he actually channels that into an attack. You know, and so it's not him saying, "Oh, well, I got the God punch. This is how I'm gonna win every fight." It's something that's inside of him, and he's actually able to channel that whenever he needs to utilize it.
Straight up. Dude, you want to chime in?
I mean, if I need to.
Yeah.
Same question.
No, I'm just saying because the writer, of course, he's gonna have the most to say. Mm-hmm. And when I'm doing group interviews, and I just, I would rather, and then the fact that this straight raw. I'm not politically correct at times on my platform or whatever.
We family,
So we go.
Yeah, we straight.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So as far as what was more of your role when it came to creating God Punch?
Well, the creation of God Punch was actually brought into me. Mm-hmm. So at this stage, what I did was catch it early and basically gave my own perspective on certain situations. And because I'm an anime fanatic myself, I can see certain patterns that have been done before and think of ways outside the box to kind of like attack it differently. Mm-hmm. So I basically, I say, I think I'm like the icing on top of the cake.
Yeah,
if you want to put it that way.
Do the icing.
What about your stance?
Honestly, Patrick, like the way that he does everything is in script format, so he kind of describes, what the panel or what the scene is. Gives it like description, what the characters look like off of descriptions, and then it's my job to basically just translate that into a visual format. So I think we work well together because I have a good eye for like translating that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then Patrick is really good at describing what he wants in his characters. Like he's very descriptive. So there's not too much, like it's not too hard to get from the paper to the artwork. I get a little bit of like creative freedom to kind of like be like, hey, I think the character should have something like this, or wear this color, or have this hairstyle specifically. And of course, the references that I use to create the characters, images that I pull from online or my library of reference photos.
You're trying to draw glory and you had to Google like old ladies.
I had to Google old women because I was like, I ain't got none of that in the repertoire, man. Like, there's nothing in the bank. There's no old women in my reference photo library, so I had to go on Google and just like look up some like old black women, and like that was like, it's my search history is probably a little interesting because the way I have to search up things. You'd be like, what is this man looking at? Like, so, it's just like, I find the images online that maybe correspond to what Patrick has written in the description.